Hello my beautiful Aquarius babies. So today we're going to be focusing on March as a general reading. This is for Aquariuses who are sun, moon, and rising. If you would like a private reading that is way more personalized for you and your chart, your houses, all of that good stuff, your planets, then go ahead and email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com and we can get a specific reading for you, or we can have another general where it's just based on everything coming your way. And yeah, let's just jump right into this video, okay? So starting off, here's your card, Aquarius. All right, and this is what we're focusing on in March. So for some of you, if you have a Cancer in your life, whether, you know, it doesn't have to be romantic, but in any shape, form, or way, if there's a Cancer who is very dominant in your life, this is going to be the relationship around this person. Or as a general reading with Cancer, it's saying that how you should do or how you will be moving through your March is going to be how a Cancer would. And so this is going to be feeling out the temperature of certain things and asking yourself what feels right, what feels emotionally comfortable for you. So if something is feeling weird or different or just off, you would definitely be feeling those situations and those vibes a lot more strong, maybe more than you normally would as an Aquarius, okay? So let's go ahead and start with the beginning of your March. All right, Aquarius, so we have the King of Swords in reverse. So this could definitely be you, okay? In the beginning, it seems as though you're having manipulation issues. Maybe you're having some communication issues as well, dealing with yourself. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Empress card. So this could be dealing with the earth sign in your life, a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. Or this could just be a woman in your life who usually has a big influence on you, someone who cares about you deeply and nurtures you. You're having situations with that female, that person, or it doesn't have to be literally a female, but that energy of a person. You're having issues with that. Arguments, maybe violent for some of you, a volatile situation. So what is the situation that's being caused? What is all the riffraff in the beginning of March for Aquarius? Okay, so we have the Justice card and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So something to do with possessions, maybe your domestic life, your home life. There's Justice or a Libra that is trying to balance out the situation, meaning they may be trying to call you out on something and you're just not agreeing with it, or maybe you feel like it's not fair, maybe you feel like it's not worth even thinking about. But yeah, there's a situation where balance is trying to be restored in a sense of finances or your domestic life, and for some reason you're not having any dealings with that. Who is this involving? What signs are involved? So we got the High Priestess. So you know who this person is. You're probably family members with this person because we do have Moon here. So this could be someone who is either a Cancer, or this could be someone who is just someone in your family, someone who's dealing with your domestic life, because Moon deals with the maternal figure, but also just, you know, your Moon sign tells a lot about how you express yourself and how you act when it comes to people who are immediately close to you. So more of like a family type of situation. So this could be an issue with family or just someone who is in your domestic life on a day-to-day basis. Now, when we move forward, we do have the Temperance card here. So I do feel like balance is restored, and it could have a lot to do with the Libra that came into the picture, or just because of the situation, it caused for things to have to be balanced, right? This is also the card where, you know, things are starting to just be make more sense, so to speak. So let's see, in what way are we finding temperance? What situation are we finding temperance? Eight of Wands. So the things that were seeming kind of like red flags, the things that were kind of, you didn't know how it was going to turn out. So it could have been that argument, that situation in the beginning. It seems as though it's kind of mellowing out. I don't want to say it's over, but I do think it's a situation where you can see that it's not going to escalate too far. Yeah, and the reason why is because there's a situation that you're not focusing on the negative anymore, and you're trying to reconnect with someone that it's probably the person you had the falling out with, but you're trying to reconnect with this person, fix the situation, and you're not really being a pessimist about it. You're like, okay, let's just fix it. I know this isn't over all the way yet. I know this cycle still has to be completed, but to do that, we both have to kind of put our swords down and, you know, talk about it, have a genuine conversation about it, maybe figure out what the actual problem was in the first place. Also, with Cancer being how you're expressing yourself through March, you could just be like more, not more emotional, but you could have a sense of being like, okay, I'm tired of how awkward things feel. I'm tired of the elephant in the room. And being that Cancer is a water sign, you may just be in that mode to want to heal things that are bothering you, and you can't just sit with it anymore like you would normally be able to and disattach. You're like, okay, look, we need to get to the bottom of this because I can't deal. All right, and doing this, you will find your inner power. Queen of Wands is definitely about someone who doesn't necessarily know that they are a leader yet, but once they do certain things that may be hard or make them feel vulnerable sometimes, it pushes them and bumps them up to a new value of a person that is able to be a leader, if that makes sense. It could also be saying that you have not ended a cycle with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So with all of that being said, take that how it applies to you. Moving on, we have the Sun card here. So this could definitely be dealing with a Leo, someone who has that Leo energy and spirit. You could also be getting something that you want. So let's go ahead and see what this is dealing with. Why is the Sun card showing up here? Well, you're using the surroundings around you, and you're speaking up, and you're having that difficult conversation. And I think this is secretly what you want, because you don't want to feel that awkwardness anymore. You don't want to feel that anger. You don't want to feel that emotional anguish that has been going on, right? Yeah, you don't want to feel, you're tired of things that aren't working out. You're tired of feeling like in your household things are just weird and you're stepping on each other's toes. I think you're tired of arguing. You want to be able to cooperate like you know you can with this person or these people around you. Yeah, it's like you're just ready to do what you got to do. So for a lot of Aquariuses, you may speak up a lot more in the beginning of March, saying like, okay, look, we need to go ahead and have this conversation. Fuck the pride, fuck how you thought you felt or whatever. I know I did this, I know you did that type of thing. And really just try to get to the bottom of it. I just think that you're tired of being tired, honestly. And you're like, okay, what can I do to fix this? Now, the only problem is you may be a person who thinks you're communicating, but you're not truly communicating unless the other person can receive what you're saying the way that you intended it. Sometimes as air signs, you may have a tendency to communicate just because that's what you do, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it's not being received the correct way, it can be taken the wrong way depending on what their sign is in the relationship between the two of you. So make sure that you're communicating in a way that's received the way that you actually intended to be received, and not by just pure emotion or whatever that may be, you know? Moving to the middle of your March. Middle of March for Libra. So in the middle of March, we start with the Five of Cups here. So Five of Cups, it isn't really a happy card at all. It actually says that it's kind of hard for you to move on from some type of sadness or disappointment. It's kind of weighing you down. So this could be kind of like the depressed card, or having that, like, one of those down days. What are they sad about? Three of Wands. So you could be sad about something that you want in the future. You could also be having issues with that fire sign. But I do think it's sadness dealing with the domestic life. I think it's something that you just can't get over. Maybe you tried to have that conversation and it just didn't work. It didn't work the way that you thought it would. And it's really making you feel like you can't make any further movements because you're still stuck in trying to fix, or at least trying to figure out why things are going the way that they're going, right? And I feel like in this time, whether it's a week that you're sad or a day that you're sad, it's almost like you just can't shake feeling down about it, because it's like you don't really know what to do at this point. You don't even know if you should do anything at this point now. And it's kind of overwhelming emotionally, for sure. Okay? So what can we do to solve this sadness? So for some of you, if this is dealing with a money issue, you probably need to pay your debts and pay your dues in whatever way that you are having that conflict with that person, if it's about money. For others, maybe change the way that you're going about things. Change the path that you've been going. Change the way that things have been working out in the past for you. Maybe it's time for a switch up. With the Chariot card, learn how to bring the two things that are opposites in your life, whether it's you and this other person who's arguing, or just the two things that you never put together, and try to make them work for you. So So this could be your anger and your determination, or your energy and your attachment to home. Whatever it is that you usually don't put together, put it together and see if it pushes you along the way. Also, this could be saying you may need to change how you act with a Cancer in your life, or maybe be more vulnerable as a Cancer would be in certain situations. Also, you need to work on your everyday schedule. You need to make it more solidified as far as being consistent and making sure it's actually working for you and you're not just burning time. Also, if this is a situation where you need to change your path, I do feel like it's more about you need to do something that's more fitting to how you want to be perceived. Maybe you're feeling like you aren't fulfilled just in work and life and finances because you're not doing what you want to do. So you need to make movements forward so that you could, you know, do that. For some of you, I do feel like there's a situation with a car and money involving a car. So if that was what the whole situation was about or something, then you need to make sure that you resolve that, because that's the issue at hand. Moving towards the Knight of Wands here. So this is saying that your change of plans, put that into action going into the middle of your March. We move to the Six of Swords. Once you do this, I do see transition, I do see progress, I do see success. I see a lot of things working out a lot smoother than you probably even thought or could imagine past the sadness that had just happened. But it's definitely saying that you're moving through the shores and you're learning from your suffering, your depression, your setbacks. You've learned from this now at this point in the end of the middle of your March. Okay, so it's like you have learned, and I think this is going to be very, very beneficial for you in all aspects: finances, love life, domestic life. You've learned, and so you're able to progress and move on to the next phase, which is amazing. Who doesn't want that, right? So what does the next phase consist of for Aquarius? Your new plan and being determined to see it through, right? Awesome. So it definitely seems like you have a new lit kind of fire within you, but it's in a way that will benefit you on an earthly level, kind of just boost you up as a person and kind of keep you afloat, but also teach you different lessons within how to be responsible, how to be thinking practical, and just being more on top of your shit. And I think it will make you more aware of everything else around you as well, and taking charge also, because that's also what Cancer is about. So the end of March, King of Pentacles. So yeah, finances definitely look like you have control of them. It definitely looks like you are understanding what needs to be around and what doesn't. You're probably being a lot more smart about what you're spending on, but also just being aware of what's around you and what's useful in your life and what's not. So that's always a good thing, right? You're being the student, you're learning, you're able to maneuver through different life lessons because you're learning that everything has a reason of why it's around you in the first place. And so some things may rack your brain, some things may, you know, make you think a lot more, make you think a lot faster, but it's almost like you don't want to go back to not feeling independent. You don't want to go back to feeling like you don't have your resources together. So you're willing to drop that mindset and really just focus on what's important. And so that's what you're going to have to keep doing as you move forward. And for some of you, that will be dropping an emotional type of situation, or maybe a water sign in your life, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, and moving forward from that, just so you can have emotional peace, because it's something that, you know, you need to let go of. And it's like you're ready to, but it's something that takes a little bit of oomph. And once you do, you'll see that this is what you needed, 10 of Cups, to feel restored and balanced, you know, as an Aquarius. We then have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So yeah, in their love life, it seems like you're just not focused on that. You may have a situation where you're not in tune with it anymore. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that that's not what your focus is right now in life. Who is this emotional relationship with? Okay, so we got 3 different cards. So the energy that is being pulled for, we have Aquarius, 7 of Swords. Yeah, betrayal with maybe a Virgo. And then also choosing between if you want this or if you don't. But there's definitely an Aquarius and a Virgo situation happening here for sure. Dealing with some form of betrayal, maybe a letdown. But it was something to do with something coming back to stab you in the back. But I think it was done towards the Virgo. Or just a situation with the Virgo and Aquarius that isn't something that may be able to be saved. Like, you have to choose if you want to go big or go home. But it seems like the way things are going, it's not time to be around this Virgo. It's not time to mend things with this Virgo. It's just not worth it anymore. And ending your March off, we have the Devil's card in reverse. This is also indicating a Capricorn. But for the most part, you don't want to see the Devil card in reverse, because this is like, you know, having issues with possessions, being selfish, having a huge ego, or doing things that you can't come back from later on. So be very, very careful with this. Why is this Devil card coming up? Yeah, it could be manipulation or manipulating someone who you're romantic with, or even your health could be in the question. So be very careful with that. Don't do things that will, you know, hurt you just because you're having too much fun. It could also be something with drinking. For some reason, I'm thinking that. And this situation could cause a huge tower moment in your life that could be huge for you life-wise, and it'll end something that you needed to end a very long time ago. A new cycle will start. But you need to be very careful, because for some of you, I do feel like it's going to end up being like a story that you tell for the rest of your life that you were not even expecting. So be very careful, okay? And just make sure you're around the right people. Make sure that you're not doing the wrong things. And again, remember with this Cancer card, feel the temperature of things and feel what's right. That might be your best friend at the end of March for sure, because you'll be able to feel if something is off and maybe get away from that thing that is coming towards you that may be detrimental in many different ways, okay? So with that being said, thank you for watching your March general reading. I absolutely loved reading for you, Aquarius. And if you would like, you know, if you have questions, advice that you want, suggestions on different type of readings that you would like to see on my channel, or just what you would like to see me offer privately, then don't forget to comment down below and or email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com to book your private reading, because I'm here for you. And yeah, I'm Love from a Leo. If I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, Aquarius, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.